In firefighting and public safety, reliability is key. For over 20 years, the FireStore has equipped first responders with trusted gear featuring brands like MSA Carnes for helmets and Seek for thermal imaging cameras. Stay prepared. Visit thefirestore.com today. The FireStore, your trusted safety partner.
This podcast is brought to you by Flex 7 from TenCate Protective Fabrics. Flexible, comfortable, and powered with the strength of enforced technology. Flex 7 outer shell fabric is made to move. To learn more, visit tencatefabrics.com/Flex 7.
Breathing in diesel exhaust fumes is like walking into a fire without a mask. Over time, those toxins lead to cancer. Protect yourself with Magnegrip, the easiest, most reliable exhaust removal system that features a true 100% seal to eliminate diesel exhaust fumes. To get free grant assistance, visit magnegrip.com.
The opinions, viewpoints, and advice shared in this podcast are solely those of the host, Dave McGlynn, and should not be interpreted as reflecting or endorsed by the Department of the Army or the Department of Defense Fire and Emergency Services.
All right. Welcome to another fire engineering podcast, The Training Officer. I'm your host, Dave McGlynn. If you are familiar with the show, if you followed it for the years, I always have this end-of-year review where I put things in perspective as we approach the end of the year, as we approach the holiday season. So I don't typically have a guest when I do my December show. Through the year, we've been fortunate. We get people that have a training background, an instructor background, a leadership background, in all facets of military, fire service, police service, anything like that. Today is just for me to, one, say, in the words of John Lennon, Happy Christmas. But then two is just kind of wrap things up for the year, right? So anybody that knows me knows that I like the Beatles, and one of my favorite Christmas songs is Happy Christmas, War is Over by John Lennon. And I like the song, not just because it's catchier, because he was, the one of the lead singers of the Beatles, but because the song really puts things in perspective. It resonates with me, and as it should with anybody. Throughout the song, he says, "So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one's just begun." So if you started out the year with a set of goals and objectives, where are you at? Have you met them? Have you completed them? Have you exceeded them? If you were aspiring to get a promotion, how are you making out with that? If you had gotten promoted, how have you done since getting said promotion? How's the last year gone? How's the past 12 months gone? Have you dealt with hardships, both personally and professionally? What have you done to align yourself to get out of whatever type of rut, gap, setback, whatever it is? Or if things are going really well, what are you going to do this upcoming year to sustain that and maintain it going into the next year? What books have you read? What articles have you read? Have you written any articles? Have you created any new programs to teach in your firehouses if you're an instructor or a training officer, a company officer aspiring to do such? What are you doing to improve yourself? What are you doing to improve your organization? A lot of things go on every year. And the nice thing about the holiday season is it's kind of like, it's a way for us to put all the things together in a positive light. A lot of negative stuff goes on. That's life. A lot of things set us back, both mentally and even physically. And we come into the December timeframe where we have, the commercialized family, friendship, loving, caring, giving thing. So it's actually quite nice because as we go through these ebbs and flows, trials and tribulations of how our year went, we can kind of wrap it all up, no pun intended, in the holiday season as we end our past year and we go into the new year trying to be starting it on a positive note. So I ask you, what type of goals are you setting? What type of person have you been this past year? Do you like the outcome? Do you like what's going on in your surroundings? If you're not comfortable with your surroundings, what are you doing to be an agent of change to try to help improve your surroundings, yourself, your organization, whatever it is, the impact that you have? Human beings fail to realize that we have all the capabilities in the world to try to make an impact and an adjustment and a modification to our surroundings, and then in turn the outcome of what we're part of. And far too many times what we do is we get caught up in the mix of emotions and the drama and the mundane routine, or we're afraid politically of what that's going to do to us. This new year coming up, whole new year, 2025 is going to give you an opportunity to set new goals, to reinvent yourself, to be that agent of change, to offer that improvement, not only to yourself, but to those around you. Are there classes that you want to take? Set those goals now so that come next December, you can say, hey, I completed this course. I completed that course. I enrolled myself in college, even though it wasn't too late. There's no such thing as it being too late, whatever it is. So I ask you, again, in the words of John Lennon, so this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over and a new one's just begun. What have you done? How has your year gone? Can you definitively look back and say, it started kind of rocky, but if I were to put it in a positive perspective, it's been a great learning thing. Because I'll tell you one thing that I've learned in my career and in my life is through all the setbacks, it's a learning development opportunity. They suck in the moment, that's for sure. But you can look back and you're like, hey, if I didn't go through this thing, if I didn't go through this gauntlet, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Metaphorically, it's like if you get a flat tire and you pull off to the road, and then God forbid, had you had stayed on the road, there's this massive accident down the road a little bit, but somehow your course of life just changed and you happen to have a flat tire. Had you have not had that setback, you would have been part of this other traumatic thing. So our setbacks, they're good as long as we can harness them and take them into stride and into a developmental opportunity. What positive things have happened? Because as we go into the new year, we want to hold on to that feeling of positivity, right? What have we done? What have we grown? How have we grown? How have the people around us grown? What impact have we had on the people around us? Because that's another thing. Like, if you're only doing things for yourself, and that's fine, just understand that, like in the fire service, it's a team thing, right? So if you've invested all of this time into just you, then where is your organization going? Because, if it only retains in your brain, then I don't really know what impact you're having. I mean, good for you that you're like the smartest guy in the room, but like, who cares? Because you're not sharing it with anybody. So my challenge is just, with the upcoming year, set those objectives, and then understand that it's okay to pivot. Understand that life is going to throw some different challenges at you and some different obstacles. And it's what we do with those opportunities that we can try to turn them into developmental opportunities. They make us both more prepared for other things as other challenges arise. They make us stronger. They make us more decisive. They make us more rounded, and they make us more experienced. So I say again, how's this past year gone? What have you done? How's it going? Are you proud of where it started and where you're at now? And if the answer is no, I'm not advocating for pessimism, but I'll say that that's okay, because you're a human being, and that's okay. It could have started off all right, and now it feels like it's going on a downward spiral. Shit happens, bro. You got another year coming up. There's a whole new 12-month reset where you get an opportunity to set new goals and aspire for new things. Each year, just speaking for myself in my life, as older as I get and slower that I get and more pain that I get in my shoulder and my back and stress that I get, there's all these cool opportunities that I'm just like, dude, like, what a cool opportunity of all this stuff that I've been able to experience. And that happens each year. So I say to you, you have a new year coming up. Wake up with the opportunity to be a better you. Wake up with the opportunity to make your surroundings better. Set a new goal. Set multiple new goals. Set multiple new objectives. Aspire for greatness and try to do great things and try to recruit greatness around you. Don't just be selfish and make it all about you, but recruit those that are around you that you can also have be part of that journey. And then what I'm saying in this podcast, do this to your people. Put it in that perspective. Hey, listen, man, it's Christmas. This whole year's gone by. How's it gone for you? Ask yourself that question, but then ask your folks that question. Ask your people in your firehouses that question. How's it gone this past year? Can we look back and say that we have some wins? Can we look to the future and know what we missed the mark on this year, but what we're going to set the goal on to complete for next year? These are important things because, while the plan may need to pivot and adjust and sidestep, going into things with no objective is like, it's just you're going in blind. You're not going to be able to see what you gotta look forward to. So the nice thing again about the end of the year is it gives us this frame of reference where we can look back and say like, wow, like look at all the cool stuff that I got to be part of and my organization also got to be part of. So it's a quick show. It's not like the normal one. We're not going to get into the weeds on the whole, training this, training that. Are you training to be better? Are you looking forward to certain things? Are there classes that you need to take? Are there objectives that you need to make? Do you aspire for a promotion? Do you aspire to do something different? Do you aspire for something better? Are you content in where you're at? And that's okay too, but then maintain that contentment because then you can become complacent and then you are the guy in the room that sucks. So, understand the difference. But truly though, it's such a beautiful thing this December month because it gives us that opportunity to look back at our lives and our careers and our professions and the people around us and how everything's gone. So I want to just put that in that perspective for you so this is Christmas and what have you done? Has it gone the way you want it to go? And more importantly, what are you going to do for the upcoming year? Are you going to set these new goals? Are you going to try to be a better you? Are you going to try to make your organization better? Can you look back and be content in the journey? And if you can't, I'm sorry to say, but I promise it's been 12 months. I guarantee there has been some level of positivity that has happened over that past 12 months. And that's the one thing that you can look back on and say, well, hey, I did have this one thing that went well and I didn't have that before. So that's a good thing. Nonetheless, it's a new opportunity coming up. So look back at this past year and how things went. It's like an after action report. Look and do an assessment of how it went. Expose whatever gaps there are and come up with a plan in this upcoming year on how to fill those gaps and be a better you. Reach out to somebody that you lost touch with. Reach out to somebody that maybe was a mentor that you didn't know was a mentor at the time. And now you're able to look back and say, hey, that guy was really onto something because, I'm hearing this opportunity now, whatever it is. Be proud of how this year went because at anything else, you as a person have grown and developed at how whatever life has thrown at you this past year. And then look forward to this upcoming year. So I end it with saying, start the new year with some new goals, some new objectives. Look forward to what that's going to be. Write it down. Write down what you want to work toward of this upcoming year. So that next December, when we do this show, you can say, hey, I actually accomplished this, and this, but we didn't finish this. But now I know what I need to work toward for the upcoming year to keep that as an objective. it's really cool to jot that stuff down and capture it somehow. And then you have that look back. It's like social media. Like, I'm not advocating for social media, but like, you know, how Facebook has that one thing where they do the memories. Like, as a father, it's awesome to see like the growth in my kids because I see them all the time. So you don't see how much they grow and develop. And then Facebook says, hey, here's this memory from 10 years ago. Like, Jesus, man, like, how much my kid has grown. You too have grown. So my challenge is this upcoming year is jot down some of these things that you have as objectives so that come December, you can look back and see what actually is going well, what you've exceeded, what you've accomplished, what you've completed, and then what you need to continue to work toward. I wish you all the best. I hope you have a great holiday season and an awesome, safe, happy new year. God bless. Stay safe. This is Dave McGlynn with Fire Engineering Podcast, the training officer. Thank you.
In firefighting and public safety, reliability is key. For over 20 years, TheFireStore has equipped first responders with trusted gear featuring brands like MSA Carnes for helmets and Seek for thermal imaging cameras. Stay prepared. Visit thefirestore.com today. The FireStore, your trusted safety partner.
This podcast is brought to you by Flex 7 from TenCate Protective Fabrics. Flexible, comfortable, and powered with the strength of enforced technology. Flex 7 outer shell fabric is made to move. To learn more, visit tencatefabrics.com/Flex 7.
Breathing in diesel exhaust fumes is like walking into a fire without a mask. Over time, those toxins lead to cancer. Protect yourself with Magnegrip, the easiest, most reliable exhaust removal system that features a true 100% seal to eliminate diesel exhaust fumes. To get free grant assistance, visit